So, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to RS Media for today's FA Cup first round tie between Hampton and Richmond Borough and Oldham Athletic. Hampton and Richmond just about to get this game underway. Eagerly anticipated first round tie. So, doing the respect for Black Lives Matter. We also had the 2-minute silence, of course, on Remembrance Sunday. So we can reflect on all those who gave so much for our country, so that games like this can go ahead this afternoon. It's going to be Hampton to get the game underway, attacking from left to right. And away we go. First touch was Sam Deadfield. It's sent over to the right side, looking for Donaldson, and goes straight out for a throw into Oldham. We've been hit with a few absentees this afternoon, a few players in isolation. They're down to 5 substitutes, no goalkeeper amongst them. Mike Hardiman, are you sensing an upset today?
Afternoon, Mark. How you doing, mate? Yeah, so I think it's going to go all the way, this one, to be fair. I think there's a good opportunity for this game to maybe even go into extra time, possibly penalties, because obviously we know the last time that they both met, it was right down to the wire, wasn't it? And Oldham only just nicked it in injury time on that day.
They started quite brightly down the right side, trying to get it through to Rowe. Lone striker, we believe, this afternoon, although some speculating it could be 4-3-3 as Clark allows it to drift out of play for a throw into Oldham. Sadly empty Beavery, of course, only the TV camera and the media applied in.
Absolutely, it's a shame that there's no fans in, obviously, for these FA Cup ties, but needs must at the moment.
So we're going to restart with the throw, which Farjay's going to take, recalled this afternoon. It's a poor one though, given straight back to Hampton with Muir tussling away. And the first free kick of the afternoon goes Oldham as Muir penalised for a foul on Bobby Grant. A bit of a sandwich actually between Miller Rodney and Deadfield.
Lunchtime sandwich, there we go.
Very good, very droll.
But just having a look here at some of the lineups as Hampton and Richmond. They've got former Stevenage goalkeeper Alan Julian in goal. Of course, last season had his own FA Cup exploits with Billericay as well, where he scored that header to equalise that game there. Right at the death in to take it to a replay, and of course we don't have replays today now due to the new rules. It just means that it's going to be extra time or penalties if we do have a level score after the 90.
Picked up in Donaldson. He's sort of lining up more on the right, expecting more left-sided player for Hampton. He's been forced into a few changes. Here he is again, Donaldson. One side. It would look like a foul. It is on the edge of the box. It's Carvalho, white down, the Portuguese, around 30 yards from goal.
Another ex-Stevenage player as well. He was Stevenage Academy player was Carvalho.
Yeah, he's a recent signing. He's one of the last players to sign on for Macclesfield Town before they went out of business. Yeah, he was there for 9 days before the club unfortunately were wind up. So they got 2 overlooking this. Deadfield, one of them. And also Kyron Farrell's got his eye in.
And the wing back. He's playing right wing back today. He can play a number of positions though, can't he? I think he can play midfield as well.
Farrell's free kick hits the wall. It's back out over to the right side with Miller Rodney, and it looked like another foul. It was needless challenge going in from Borthwick Jackson. Well, he's got more experience in this team, of course, former Manchester United man. So Hampton drawing a few early fouls. It's completely needless when Borthwick Jackson dived in. Deadfield was going nowhere, so another chance for a ball to be sent in and put this Oldham backline under a bit of pressure.
Yeah, that's right. And you just mentioned in there in regards to Cameron Borthwick Jackson as well. I'm pretty sure, let me just have a little look at my notes, but he's a permanent this season. I think he was on loan at Oldham last season and he signed permanently for this year.
Yeah, indeed he has. Hasn't scored for a while, a couple of years now. More defensive side of player. As free kick comes in from Farrell, punched away from Lawler, who manages to gather at the second attempt. Ian Lawler's got no backup on the bench this afternoon. He's got Lawrence Bilbo who's missing out. He's in isolation. So They won't want him to pick
Yeah,
up any big
both of the
goalkeeper as well.
goalkeepers, both of the goalkeepers are in isolation, and the third goalkeeper is not even there. He's with Aberdeen at the moment.
The man who was on Manchester City's books, learned of Joe Hart and Shay Given was there, so he's had good expertise. And look, another foul coming early, quick, thick and fast. Rory Donaldson this time penalised on Borthwick Jackson trying to get forward, so chance for Oldham to try and create something early on. Yeah, really late cynical lunging from Donaldson, who's a Scot. There's going to be a free kick taken on the left-hand side from Bobby Grant. Packed penalty area. Grant sends it in. It's well headed away from Inman. Back to Grant again. Watch from Carvalho. Trying to get his way to the byline. Oh, it's through the whole crowd of bodies. It's the opening goal for Oldham Athletics. An easy finish again from Ben Garrity. Hampton were unable to clear, and that will settle the nerves for the Natick. 6 minutes in, and Ben Garrity taps in from close range to make it Hampton and Richmond 0, Oldham Athletic 1.
Yeah, it's a good finish as well down that left-hand side there, and then Ben Garrity, the on-loan Blackpool man, fires in past Alan Julian for the opening goal there. So, yeah, well-worked goal, and at least we haven't got a 0-0 today. So something, off the books and nice and early.
Yeah, the teasing ball in as well from Bobby Grant, who did well. Sweet Carvalho down the left, and just see it now coming in. Evaded about 3 bodies, but Garrity, fair play to him because he obviously wasn't expecting the ball to land straight at his feet. But it was a good controlled finish from close range to give the League Two side an early lead.
Yeah, struggling League Two side as well. They're currently, what are they, about 18th, I think, if I remember rightly? 18th, 19th, something like that.
Yeah, he's already got 3 goals this season. Yeah, Oldham Athletic, who have been struggling the last few years. They haven't finished in the top half of the table for 10 years, so a good cup run is what they need. They conceded another free kick, which Farrell again is over the top of.
Yeah, it was Jameson, the man that made the foul there for Oldham.
Similar delivery actually. It's gone through a crowd of bodies, and I think it's going to be elected to see out a play from Jameson, who conceded the free kick. But a wicked delivery, and it nearly led to another.
That's right, yeah. Just a decent delivery, and you just need somebody like a Nico Muir on the end of that, and it could be 1-1.
Yeah, we're just behind Christian Smith, who's lining up at the back because Luke Ruddock is absent. Sadly for him, he's had so many injuries in his career, and he's missing out on this big game, having shone in the 4th qualifying round win over Hemel Hempstead, whereas Christian Smith in that one was sent off. Although the round before, 3rd qualifying against Hornchurch, he scored a stunner from inside his own half. So he's had ups and downs in the FA Cup.
I was watching a couple of the highlights actually over the weekend, last night, in fact, of how Hampton have got to this stage, and that goal was just something else, really. It was Premier League players would be proud of that finish.
Good battling away from Miller Rodney, who incredibly is the only survivor of this Hampton side who played in this tie 2 years ago. I think there's a similar story with Oldham. I don't think any of their starting 11 featured in that game. Played almost exactly 2 years ago, which was the opposite. Hampton took the lead in that one, but went on to lose 2-1.
2-1, yeah. 94th minute goal to win it for Oldham in the end, yeah.
So again, Farrell's over the top of this one for the Beavers. Sends it long towards the penalty area. It's a hanging one. It's well headed away from Bambuela. Still Oldham trying to clear on the edge of the box. Donaldson trying to tussle away. And he's lost possession though to McCalmont. Sent on the left-hand side, looking for Grant. Don't think he's going to get there. Julian should get there first, and he's luminous yellow, seems very standout. He's up to Neil.
Absolutely. He's done well with that one. It was a good little breakaway from Oldham though, just beforehand. Hampton were just attacking there, and then it was a really good little breakaway, and Alan Julian done really well to come out.
This for Hampton. Driven ball across from Muir after good work from Deadfield, and in the end it's well blocked from Borthwick Jackson. So there's been plenty of early entertainment. Both teams are certainly on the front foot. Hampton keen to
going for it. There was a chance for Hampton just there as well, and it was a decent shooting opportunity there for Nico Muir, and it was just put behind for a throw-in, wasn't it? So it was good little bit of play for Hampton there, trying to get up ahead of steam a little bit, trying to.
It's cleared as far as
equalise.
Rodney on the edge of the box, and he's dragged it 3 or 4 yards wide. A man who was controversial in this cup tie a couple of years ago. He was brought down for a penalty, which Chris Dixon converted, but then it was then subsequently proven that he tried to deceive a match official, apparently, and he received a retrospective ban.
Yeah, it was a bit of an odd one, but yeah, it was something unusual. Anyway, you don't really see too much of that. That effort there was just fired wide of the goal and didn't have Ian Lorder troubled at all. He wasn't scrambling, or anything. He had that comfortably, under control.
Throw-in given away from Dean Inman, who was in the National League side Team of the Month, according to a blog website.
Okay, Dean Inman, former Farnborough man as well. Dean Inman, yeah.
It's Oldham trying to push something now with McCalmont. Was on the edge of the box, laid off to Farjay. And Tom Waves on the right side. For an overlapping run at Farjay. His crosses blocked from Rennie Steer, and he goes behind the contest's first corner.
Rennie Steer, a former Arsenal youth academy as well. As we've had another goal as well, just seen that Barnet have gone 1-0 up against Burton, so that's possibly a shock on the cards for that one.
Yeah, quite a few shocks yesterday, of course, which I'm sure we'll allude to at the break. We'll have a lot of time to discuss those. There's Oldham's first corner. Right, come in. It's well headed away though. The Hampton back line only as far as McCalmont. There's a head injury, so the referee's going to have to go back and stop proceedings. See which player's down there for.
Who that was, yeah.
Hampton. It might be Smith. But...
I am a little bit delayed. I am about 30 seconds behind you, actually, but yeah.
Always useful, isn't it, in these situations? It was Christian Smith who was caught. Yeah, he's they got a lot of versatile players, Hampton. They need them at the moment.
Yeah, he can play along the midfield or at the back, and he's playing centre-back today, yeah.
Would have thought that Oldham will be allowed to carry on possession as they have the ball when the referee correctly stopped the game. It's dropped to Bahambwala. Yeah, and he's allowed to go on fairly unchallenged. To Farja on the right hand side. And this ball is poor and straight into the grateful hands of Alan Julian, who's got a headband on as well.
Yeah, Alan Julian always wears that headband. He's been wearing that headband since he was playing at Stevenage and, winning the FA trophy there as well. He was part of the side that won the first ever FA trophy at the new Wembley Stadium, the first ever competition on the back of a 2-0 half-time deficit to Kidderminster and coming back to win 3-2. He was a big part of that side.
Yeah, he's got good pedigree. He's former Northern Ireland international as well.
Ex-Brentford and Gillingham, yeah.
Been the club just over 2 months now. Signed from Billericay, having had a good few years there. Won a promotion in the East League and a couple of cup runs.
Yeah, he won the treble with them, didn't he, as well? He won domestic
ostensibly ascending side.
Yeah.
Yeah, been an ever present since joining. They had a couple of goalkeepers last year. Hampton and Richmond was a position they had to fill a couple of times. I was almost cheaply given away from Smith at the back, but Garrity, the goal scorer, couldn't get it under control. His goal separates the sides of the zone. His third of the season. A former Warrington man.
Yeah, it was a good finish as well. Just it was well worked goal. Yep.
He's on a season-long loan, as we said, from Blackpool. As Julian wants to play it out from the back and go straight to Smith.
Okay, I think I'm in sync with you again now because I've just seen that Smith's just got the ball, so I think I'm back in sync with you now. I think it's caught up.
Yeah, well, hopefully you've just seen the free kicks been awarded for offside, in which case.
Let's have a
Hampton
look.
and Richmond Borough.
No, it's back with. Oh, maybe I am a little bit behind still. There we go. Yeah.
Nico Muir was protesting it. He scored the winner against Hemel Hempstead in the third qualifying round. Guy McCann on screen at the moment. He reached the second round as a player. He's a former goalkeeper, long serving at Hendon. I say through gritted teeth because he knocked out Bath City twice on the way.
Your team, yeah.
My first team. Great manager,
yeah.
And a good man as well. Actually, I interviewed him in the summer where they missed out on the playoffs by fraction of a percentage on points per game.
Yeah, it was next to nothing, wasn't it? Yeah.
But he was quite happy because of the extra travelling that would have been needed. So he was happy to stay down and rebuild this season. They're just showing the goal again, actually, and shows what a good controlled finish it was, Gareth. After Grant had got the better of Carvalho down the left and then just side-footed into the back of the net. And as we say, a nerve settler, if ever there was one, on 6 minutes.
Yeah, I'm still about 30 seconds behind you because the offside's only just been taken. Well, the free kick for the offside so it's only just been taken now. But yeah,
it'll be full time in a minute, I think, by the time you catch up.
probably.
Weller's over the ball now. I'll give you an advance notice of what's going on. Don't you worry.
A very least half time.
McCalmont plays it forward, and it's too long, and it's going to go straight through to Julian. So the game's settled down a little bit. We had a flurry of free kicks in the early stages. Of course, it's after one of those set pieces where Oldham broke the deadlock. They had a good win in the week as well. They beat Cheltenham 2-1.
Yeah, it's their first win for a little while as well. Yeah, I'm just looking here. Just showed the goal again. And do you think maybe the Hampton defence could have done a little bit better at all, or do you think it was just the League Two side's quality showing?
I'll get back to you in a moment. It's Hampton on the attack down the left-hand side. Played inside now to Miller Rodney. In turn finds Farrell. He's got forward a lot early on. Muir brings it down in the box, trying to turn away from trouble. He's done well, Muir. He's managed to get a shot in, but it's well blocked from the defence. I think it's Jameson who got in the way there for Oldham. Carvalho now trying to barge his way through, but good covering in the end from Farge, the Frenchman. Manages to clear as far as Tomway. At halfway and headed back forward. As Deadfield picks it up in the midfield, does well. Yeah, the early goal, I think it could have been defended better. It went through around 3 or 4 players, which I know Gary McCann won't be too happy about. I don't think goalkeeper could do much about it, but they're still on the attack. Hampton could sustain pressure. Finds Donaldson on the edge of the box, but he's robbed, and McCalmont can try and lead a breakaway. It looks like it's going to be too long, and well nodded back from Christian Smith into the hands of Julian.
Yeah, it was good play there. Just having a look at some. I know I'm a little bit behind you, but that was from Farge there as well, defended.
Hey, back into the team this afternoon, Farge, who was an unused substitute in Tuesday's win.
And then, of course, you just mentioned the on-loan Leeds man, Alfie McCalmont, as well. Yeah,
highly rated, isn't he?
Yeah, very highly rated for Leeds. They very much like him. I think he's going to go on and do some good things for them. Yeah.
Crossfield ball looking for the head of Donaldson. He's done well to get there before Borthwick Jackson. Opposition number 3s. Still got it as Donaldson. But, Farrell, and his ball was too long, and it curls behind for a goal kick to Oldham Athletic.
There's no signs that Oldham are going to go on and get 10 anyway, because I think that's their highest ever the highest ever FA Cup. I think it was a 10-1 is the highest ever victory
against Leiden back in 1925.
Yeah, that's right, a long time ago.
Still a long way to go in this one, but yeah, I think hitting that sort of tally looks unlikely against a Hampton side who defensively this season haven't been too bad. They tend to take part in a lot of tight games. They've only conceded 3 and 4 league games this season. They had a good morale-boosting win over Oxford City last week by 2-0. Get their season up and running. It's all been very stuttered for them, whereas Oldham have had plenty more games. They've had a lot of cup games as well. They've already played 11 in the league. They're already at the EFL Cup. But Harry Kewell and his men have had plenty to keep them going after the long layoff, of course, after the curtailed end of the season. As Inman can't keep the free kick in play. The Hampton captain goes behind for a goal kick.
I was just going to say, it's good to see Harry Kewell back out there as well. He just missed a few games because of COVID relations, well, not relations, but COVID precautions, I should say, as well. Because I think he actually had the COVID-19, didn't he? So he missed 3 games. I think he was back a game or 2 ago. I think it's his second game back after that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a better record as a player in the FA Cup as a manager. Of course, played in the 2006 final against West Ham, but he has never won an FA Cup game as a manager. Lost in the first round with Crawley and Notts County, but his team have made a good start here in terms of goals. But Hampton are definitely still in this. They've had probably the lion's share of possession, I'd say, so far. But just not
absolutely.
threatening goal there.
It's a decent spell of possession for them, as you said. Really, they've had the first 20 minutes or so, 19 minutes, I should say. They're definitely in this tie still, they've got the players on there as well that can come and make a difference. Nico Muir is a goal scorer, so somebody like him, if it falls to his feet, then could easily be level again.
Yeah, he was at Hartlepool before. It didn't really work out for him there, but he had a good record. He likes the H's, and he was at Hendon as well. He had a very good goal scoring record. He was initially spotted from boss Gary McCann playing Sunday football, who snapped him up. Rennie Steer in the shot there. Left back. So now with Oldham across the back with Tom Waite and Borthwick Jackson. Much needed experience in this Oldham side, which is mainly made up of free transfers. He's collected it now off McCalman, Borthwick Jackson down the left. He's well watching Donaldson. Clever ball in behind for Grant. He's trying to hold it up. It's a real wrestling match almost. And looks like the free kick's gone Oldham's way. Grant has won it for his side. Having been taken out from Miller Rodney. Well, 6 of one, half dozen of the other there, really. I was going to say, Miller Rodney was penalised for diving in the previous cup game. I think Grant made the most of that, personally.
Yeah, I haven't seen it just yet, but let's have a look. I think this is it here, is it? Let's see.
Yeah, so free kick's about to be taken. So see if Oldham make as much of this they did with the first. It's going to be an in-swinger. Referee double checking on proceedings in the box, saying he doesn't want any more of it. It's shenanigans with Steer and Grant.
That did look soft, that free kick. I've just seen it there. It does look very soft, actually. It is,
ball comes into the near post. It's hit the outside of the frame, actually. It was a ball in from Rowe. I'm not sure whether he intended to go for goal, but it caught out Julian. There was a good few number of bodies in his way. And Hampton lucky to escape. Perhaps he did intend it. I think it's come off last off a Hampton head, actually. And they're lucky to escape on that occasion.
Danny Roder, the Oldham captain as well. Is he captain or is he just captain for today? I think he is the main captain, isn't he?
Captain for today. I think it might be Muir who got the final touch. Normally more lively at the other end. They've won a corner now, Oldham. So causing a few problems with these set pieces early on.
Danny Rowe, we're just talking about there as well, the former Salford City man, yeah.
Grant's going to take this corner. Just about to send it in now. He does. It's easily headed away there from Smith. Right to McCalmont.
Just looking here, I don't actually think that was even, that was a Hampton. I don't even think it was a Hampton defender. I think it might even have been Alan Julian that got down and got that from the free kick there. No, it wasn't. It was the defender there, actually. I think it looked like Julian had it covered anyway, but yeah.
Yeah, lucky to escape. It was really fizzed in. I think it was one of those almost hope for the best, get it into the right area, and it might come to something. But Oldham on the press again. Farjay. And then he's off to Bamboila. Good footwork from Bamboila. He's trying to still wrestle his way through inside the box. He still somehow got it and manages to get shot away, but can't keep it down. It goes safely over Alan Julian's crossbar.
It's a decent effort though as well. That one, good bit of build-up play, and then not a decent effort actually from the shot there. It was probably ended up in a car park somewhere, or maybe even a block of flats.
I think the trees might have done well to stop it behind that goal. Beavery, where it's named after a nearby house from whose grounds it was originally part of. It's now been renamed the Chris Sweet Beavery after they did a sponsor draw to raise funds. It was only a tenner in. Whether it was an appropriate enough name, it could have got drawn out. And indeed, Chris Sweet was the winner on this occasion.
Okay, that's I've got loads of information there, but that's something I didn't know. So you every day's a school day.
Yeah, just recently they did that as Carvalho's managed to keep hold of possession for Hampton, back inside to Miller Rodney. Deadfield. Back to Deadfield again. Tries to play him behind. He's asking a little bit of steer. He's come all the way forward from left back and bravely gathered there from Ian Lawler. I was going to say Oldham haven't had an ever present all season. He's played all of them bar one. So they've had to chop and change a little bit to try and find a winning formula, which is why they've been a little bit inconsistent this season. Just the 11 points from 11 games, leaving them 19th in League Two.
That's it. I saw them play when they actually played. Was it about 6-7 games ago? When they played my local team, Stevenage, and they were poor on that day. Stevenage ran out 3-0 victors on that occasion.
Like their only goals this season, isn't it?
I think pretty much, yeah, near enough.
Well, I get that. Yeah. So they managed to progress yesterday though on penalties against Concord.
On penalties, just about got away with that one, yeah.
Yeah, the Concord side who have been better in the Cups this year. They won their first league game of 2020 in the week, and then in the FA Trophy final, so they've certainly had an up and down.
Yeah, against Harrogate Town, of course. Yeah.
Whenever that'll be played.
Probably next season now. Harrogate will probably be League One by that point.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. They had a good win, didn't they? They managed to escape the upset against
absolutely. Yeah, it was a good win, yeah.
So some teams got it right. Of course, Bradford City beat National League South opponents yesterday. Tonbridge Angels 7-0. A few other National League South sides in action.
It was a big upset though. If you look at the cup ties there, I think the biggest upset is Marine. They were leading against Colchester and then won it on penalties, didn't they, in the end?
Yeah, it's a tremendous success for Marine in the Northern League. Colchester have come under non-league teams quite a lot before. I remember them losing to Oxford City a couple of years ago, and back in 20-odd years ago, and they lost to Bedlington Terriers heavily, who were like 4 or 5 leagues below them at the time, 4-1. So
that is quite a heavy defeat, that one, yeah. And we just, of course, the lowest ranked side as well, Canvey Island, are in the hat for the second round because they got a 2-1 victory, didn't they?
Yeah, Banbury United. Probably a draw neither team really would have wanted. Anyways, Hampton back in possession with Smith. He's just back from suspension, having been sent off in the last round. Looked like a little nudge there from Deadfield, it was. And Oldham managed to win a free kick in their own box. So the game settled down a little bit, not too much goal mouth action. I think the only effort on target, there's a foul on Clark, was the goal. So Hampton will be hoping, I suppose, to make a little bit more inroads on this Oldham defence.
That's a definite free kick there. I think it was number 8 there, Deadfield. It was offside, but yeah, was it offside or handball? Let's have a look. It was a handball in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, definitely a decision in Oldham's favour in the end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's Clark. There's one back from Hampton as Inman goes long. Looking for Muir. Gets a good flick on, actually. Donaldson brings it under his spell. Getting away from Borthwick Jackson there near the corner of the penalty area. They've done well. Curls one. I think it was going wide, actually. But it's well gathered from Lawler. Couldn't take any chances. That's Hampton's first effort on target. And a bright attack for the Beavers.
Just having a little look here now. And that one, it was a good ball, actually. Good header on by Muir. And then good touchdown by Donaldson. He goes on a nice little mazy run and has a look up and it's quite comfortable.
Oh, he's in again, that Donaldson. He's gone down under the challenge of the goalkeeper and he's pointed to the penalty spot. He's gone down. I was initially thinking whether there was an offside in that, but Lawler is penalised on a foul on Donaldson, and Hampton have a great chance, as they did 2 years ago against Oldham in the FA Cup. They've got a chance from the penalty spot as Muri played it in behind. It was Donaldson.
Yeah,
I'm not sure whether there's. I have to see whether there's any contact or not.
I think there is contact. I think I've just seen it there.
Yeah, you're right.
It just about looks like he's beaten to the ball. When fortunately for Oldham, it's only the penalty as well, with the fact they've got no sub goalkeeper on the bench.
extraordinarily. Had he scored, that would have been his third goal of the season. They would have all come in the 29th minute.
Oh,
Bizarrely.
wow.
That's stat of the day, I think. But Deadfield's over the top of this penalty spot. Hampton, who progressed on penalties against Hornchurch in the third qualifying round, now have one in the normal 90. Deadfield steps up left-footed, goes down the middle and sends the goalkeeper the wrong way. And Hampton and Richmond are back on level terms through a penalty from Sam Deadfield to make it Hampton and Richmond 1, Oldham Athletic 1 on the half hour.
It's a good penalty as well. Goalkeeper Ian Lawler, he absolutely had no chance with that one, really. And if in doubt, just smash it down the middle, as they say. And it was a really good penalty kick. And we're back level again. And they deserve it. I think Hampton on balance of play as well.
Last scored, that's his first goal since February. He scored against Hungerford Town, his former club. They also face on Tuesday. And he's got more history in the FA Youth Cup, actually. He reached the quarter-finals against Birmingham in 2015. Sorry, for Birmingham. Lost to Leicester, where Harvey Barnes was on target for the Foxes then. Ben Chilwell also played. But Sam Deadfield gets them back on level terms.
It's a good penalty, as I was saying. It's, just goalkeeper decided he wanted to move. And if he stays, in the centre, that's... he's got a chance on that one. And luckily, he didn't try the Panenka as well, like a certain Premier League player did yesterday.
Andrea Lookman, it was, I think his penalty is still trying to reach the goal as Clark is penalised. Yeah, my only contention about the penalty is whether Donaldson was already going to ground or not. It looks like Clark's going to pick up a caution as well. Referee was quick to point the spot. In fact, he did try to play on to see if Hampton could make anything of the opportunity as Clark picks up the first caution of the game in the 32nd minute. So it's been unravelled a little bit for Oldham in the last few minutes.
Yeah, Harry Clark there, another former Arsenal youth player as well. He's actually on loan from Arsenal at the moment with Oldham there. One of the players there that never has ever had a look in for Arsenal. He's played quite a lot of minutes for the under-23s and he's had a few loan spells and stuff like that, but he's never actually featured for the first team or I don't even think made the bench either.
Another free kick given away, this time in more dangerous territory. Foul on Carvalho from Grant. Needless, really, near the corner flag, so it's going to almost be like a corner for Hampton and Richmond this. Yeah, it was... You mentioned there, Harry Clark, who scored the winner on Tuesday. At the moment, he's going to have to do a bit more defensive duties because Hampton have really in the ascendancy. That goal has put more motivation into them for sure. As Carvalho, who won the free kick, is over the top of it, one of their newest rivals.
It's a bit of a needless one to give away there from Bobby Grant. Didn't look like he was trying to... Yeah, it didn't look like he was actually in any danger of even looking to get a cross away, actually.
He's made amends by blocking the free kick.
He could have probably just shepherded that one out for a throw-in, maybe, but,
It's going to be a corner, which Farrell's going to take.
Who are we to judge? They're the ones playing, we're the ones commentating.
Yeah, they've had a more established career than I'll ever have.
Yeah, me too.
They're doing a little routine, actually. No, it's well blocked in the end at the near post. And drifts behind for a goal kick. I've seen that routine done a lot. It's Rennie Steer who tried to get it back in. But it didn't quite come up on his game.
Ian Lawler there, and who was that? Was that... they basically both went for the same ball, and they both ended up on top of each other there, and the ball's gone out for that corner. I'm trying to think who the defender was. I think it might have been Farge, was it?
Yeah, they're just showing about the penalty, actually. It's almost two penalties, actually, because in the follow-up, when the ball ran loose to Deadfield after Donaldson had seemingly been brought down, he looked to have been hacked at as well. So either way, I think the referee, on reflection, has got it right. But it's Bambuela now down the right-hand side. Managed to get it to the byline. It's well covered in then from the Hampton defence. Farrell doing some backtracking. So Oldham trying to sustain some pressure, but Farge's giving it away needlessly. Up as far as Donaldson.
Yeah, definite penalty for me. Needless from the goalkeeper, Ian Lawley. He doesn't need to do that. And really, well taken penalty as well. Couple of people behind
Forthwick
the goal.
Jackson with the ball in. It's now near the byline, but lost his footing as Rowe, and in the end it comes last off. Bahampuala goes fine for a goal kick.
Yeah, it's good defending there. Yeah.
We need to be in sync, don't we? This is like those old school comedy sketches when one person is on ahead of another. But
we'll figure it out. We've only got another 11 minutes or so until half time, and then we'll fix it from that.
Yeah, put another 50p in your telly, I think. And, try and find one which is in time with mine, or maybe we're just ahead in Somerset.
Maybe.
The 1 minute time difference or whatever.
Yeah, it's got to be. Yeah.
Oldham will want to turn up the last 5 minutes or so anyway, wouldn't they? Because it's.
Oh, absolutely. With the penalty there, and even that chance there from Danny Rowe, wasn't it? I think he kind of miscued that one a little bit there.
Yeah, he stumbled. Man, he was so prolific at AFC Fylde. He got to round 3 last year with Sheffield United. Joined Oldham in January. Another cheap free kick given away. Oldham defence aren't too happy about that one. RJ and McCalmont leading the protests, but I think again it's Carvalho who's gone down. He's been a real nuisance so far for the Oldham backline. And then another opportunity for them to get the ball in.
Yeah, I was just having a look here at some stats as well in regards to how Hampton have made it to this stage. Obviously, in the second round, they beat Corinthian with Donaldson scoring, which was one of the 29th minute goals that you mentioned. And then they beat AFC Hornchurch as well on penalties. And then the last round against Hemel, as you said beforehand, yeah.
Looks like Farrell's over the top of this free kick. We've had plenty of practice so far. Hampton sends this one in towards 6 yard, but it's well headed away from Clark. That's a real rocket of a shot, and I'm thinking it's hit the face of Borthwick Jackson who's gone down, but I don't think there's any protest for a penalty. But certainly hit that with venom, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a stoppage. I'll double check here which Oldham player is down after that. No, it's Jameson actually caught the full force of it. And the crowd of bodies in the penalty area. Should be okay to carry on. Goal bound, though, I think.
Yeah, it looked like it was. Yeah, it looked like it was going to be possibly on target there, yeah.
Brave from Jameson. He was relegated with Fylde last
very
season.
brave. It took a whack to his face there, yeah.
Man who won the FA Youth Cup with Chelsea 3 years ago. Just his 5th start, though, for Oldham. He's also been on West Brom and Barrow's books. A bit lengthy treatment. What have you made of this opening 37 minutes or so?
Yeah, it's been quite a cagey game. I think Hampton are going to be very pleased if they can get to half-time level. They've looked a good side, really, and I haven't seen much of them. I haven't seen much of Oldham. In fact, only that one game that I was saying about beforehand. But they look a different threat to what they did on that day, and I think Hampton will be pleased if they can get in at the break 1-1, or maybe even grab a second as well. Because actually, on the balance of play, I think they've been the better side.
Oldham have got a good record though against non-league teams in the FA Cup. Only one defeat in their last 20 odd, I think.
Yeah, and of course they've got to the semi-final of the FA Cup as well back in 1989, 1990, where they drew against Manchester United.
Yeah, and 4 years after that as well. Both times against Manchester United, they took to a replay. This is a poor corner though from Farrell, which is clear, but not fully. It's all messy around the edge of the box. Borthwick Jackson gets the header away, and Oldham can try and look to break it down the right hand side, but Grant miscontrols, and Hampton win it back again with a long floated one. Donaldson's not going to be able to keep in play.
Just having a look in regards to Hampton as well. This is their 4th time at this stage. The other time, the very latest time was when they obviously lost to Oldham with that 94th minute goal in 2018, 2019. And then before that, they lost in 2007, 2008 to Dagenham, and 2000, 2001 against Barnet as well.
Yeah, last year they were knocked out by Oxford City in the third qualifying round. Oxford City have had such a good cup run in recent years, but now it's Oldham on the press down the right hand side. It must be, yes, it's the second one. It's an easy tap in from Bobby Grant. It was a great run down the right to create it all. And Bobby Grant taps in Oldham's second and gives them a little bit of breathing space. Harry Kewell looks delighted with the outcome of that move and might knock the stuffing out of Hampton a little bit because they were starting to press a little bit more. But it's a very quick breakaway. They're just showing a replay of it now, but it left in oceans of space. The referee played a good advantage. I think it was Farjay who was pressing down the right hand side and a killer ball in, and Grant was never going to miss from there from close range. Yeah, it's Farjay down the right, perfect centre, and another tap in, similar range to the first goal, in fact. So that makes it Hampton Richmond 1, Oldham 2 in the 40th minute.
And just as we were talking about the previous meeting, which finished 2-1, it goes and becomes the same scoreline again.
Yeah, Bobby
There's a
Grant.
good tap in as well from the online Wrexham man, yeah. Good cross from the right-hand side there as well. And again, maybe Hampton might be a little bit disappointed with that one because it is a free run at goal there.
Yeah, he had far too much room down the right, did Farjay, pressing forward from full-back. That's Bobby Grant's 4th goal in 10 games, so a pretty good ratio. First since win over Southend 11 days ago. Vital 2-1 win. Southend side rock bottom of League 2, and the moment the League 2 strugglers have the lead over the side 2 divisions below them. Just after we'd said how they had such a good record against lower league teams as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
We timed that to perfection.
Absolutely. It's the complete opposite of the commentator's curse. That we don't good.
Yeah, they lost to Lincoln 4 seasons ago. That's when Lincoln made the quarterfinals. But since then, it was South Shields back in 1960 with the last non-league team to knock them out. But they've had a few scares before. And them being held by Chase Town as Donaldson gives chase and goes behind.
It was a good cup tie, that one against Chase Town as well. I remember that, and they were very fortunate to overcome them in the end. Yeah,
they're just showing the Grant goal again. Inman couldn't get across, but it was Steer who was caught out of position, and Hampton defence retreating, but couldn't do enough. And it was the simplest of tap-ins, but it was the perfect centre for him as well. He was never going to miss with a ball in like that. Or a bit too easy, I would say.
Yeah, easy tapping, as I was saying. I think not just the run down the right-hand side, but even the run through the centre as well. Probably should have done. Hampton probably should have done better with both. Yeah.
Inman does well to win the header on this occasion. He's looking for Muir, but knocked out a play from Jameson. Follow-up interception as well, but only as far as Donaldson. Now with Miller Rodney.
I tell you what, I was actually saying about what was that there? I think they're showing the gantry there. I think it's just a little bit of something over the gantry. I couldn't see what was going on there. But in regards to Hampton, I was just saying that they probably would be the better, the happier of the two sides, and that's when Oldham went and got the second goal. So that was definitely a commentator's curse.
They got a corner now, though, one from Jake Graves, got a screamer last week. Again, Farrell, who seems to be in charge of almost all their set pieces, is going to take it.
Yeah,
they've gone short again. They're trying a routine. It's back to Farrell. But easy headed away from Jameson, helped back in from Miller Rodney. Now Inman, just inside the penalty area. Oldham can't get it away. They managed to force it out wide for the time being. It's picked up from Donaldson. And Carvalho, Miller Rodney, crossing well blocked from Bamwella. They still can't get it clear, Oldham. Hampton pressing them back well. It's Carvalho again.
They're definitely in this tie still. Anyway, Hampton and Richmond, they're far from out of it.
Farrell's shot is blocked. It's not fully clear. It's back to Gray now. Drives it across, and there's an important interception from Lawler. Gray, who's having a pretty quiet game by his standards, but he nearly outfoxed goalkeeper with the second ball back in. Let's see if Oldham can break. Then right again, they've got a little bit of room with the
score the second goal, Grant, but he's well held up from Steer and goes behind for a throw. But they're keen to get on with it quickly, surprisingly. Half time approaching, thought they'd want to be a little bit more secure from Calmont. All right, Grant's ball in. It's a good one, actually, to the left-hand side for Bahamboila. And his shot is fizzed around 3 or 4 yards wide, so chances at either end.
Yeah, just looking at the one for Hampton here as well, and it was a good opportunity down this right-hand side, and it was Carvalho who tried to get the ball across to, who was it? It was Miller Rodney, wasn't it? And then Nico Muir was in there as well, and he knocks it back, and Carvalho got the ball across in the end, and not Carvalho, sorry, it was who was it? It was actually who was it that had the original
Gray,
shot?
I think it was Farrell who had the initial shot.
Farrell and Gray, and it was a good save, and then Oldham countered, and it was definitely becoming quite an end-to-end end to this half.
Yeah, Kyron Farrell, who nearly managed to sneak that in, filling in at fullback this afternoon. You can see that why he's more midfield man, because he's certainly got forward a lot as Oldham with a free kick. We're into 3 minutes of stoppage time. At the end of this entertaining first half.
Yeah, it's been a good one. It's Oldham are going to be very, very pleased to be leading this, and Hampton, as I was just saying, are definitely in this tie still, and that was a decent effort from 24 there, which was Dylan Bahambole. I don't know if I've said his name right. I probably completely butchered it, but there we go.
That's what I've gone for, but you're as good as mine.
So, of course, he's done well there to cut inside his man and have a shot, and had Alan Julian scrambling a bit there as well.
Yeah, he's played in Romania, Algeria, and Bulgaria, so he's certainly well travelled. He's played. It looked like it was run nicely there for Danny Rowe. Made a late run forward, but Julian pounced on it before the former forward man could collect. That with Bahamboila, Congolese descent. He played most of his football in France. He's played in behind now. Another chance for Grant. He's forced wide a goal and hammers it all the way across. Nobody really waiting in the middle. He's never going to connect with Rowe. He goes behind for a Hampton throw.
Just having a look here, it was you just saying about the French guy Bohawam. What was his name? Hold on a minute. Bahamboila there, yeah. He's had quite a lot of games over in France as well. He's had a few, games for teams that are very well recognised. Actually, I think he played for Angers was one of them, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's had a good list of clubs. Lots of unpronounceable clubs.
Yeah.
My notes. One of those where you type them in and it comes up with all the red squiggly lines underneath every single one. So approaching half time, final 30 seconds or so. Keen to go on with a throw-in quickly is Rennie Steer, just in front of the Hampton dugout. Both dugouts extended, actually, so all the substitutes can fit whilst social distancing. Because the main stand is over the side where they're filming from this afternoon, and usually you can see on picture that Hampton are filming from the more limited gantry.
Yeah, across on the left-hand side. Yeah.
So it's probably in the way of everybody who's trying to do the reporting. But I'm there myself in a couple of weeks, so hopefully it'll be taken down by then. Otherwise, it's going to be very obstructed, and I'm sure I'll let people know about it as well.
I'm sure, but
if Hampton do turn this around, then there'll be an action at the end of November again in the FA Cup.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, the second round draw is tomorrow night, isn't it, as well? And if they are able to turn this around, I'm sure there'll be very few sides that will fancy a trip here.
That's the end of the first half. As Oldham Athletic go in the half year, they made a perfect start. Ben Garrity tapping in on 6 minutes, the number 6, to give the Latics the lead. It was cancelled out from Sam Deadfield's penalty after Donaldson had been adjudged to have been brought down from goalkeeper Lawler, who escaped a caution for the foul. But within 10 minutes, Oldham managed to regain the lead through Bobby Grant after Dylan Farge's marauding run forward with a perfect low centre and a simple tap in for the Oldham number 11, which separates the teams at the break. But
So not much in it in terms of the scoreline or in terms of possession. I think it's been fairly evenly contested, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been a pretty even game, really, and Oldham are very, very fortunate in some regards to be going in ahead. They haven't been fantastic today at all by any stretch of the imagination, and there certainly doesn't look like there's 2 leagues between them.
No, it's a Hampton side, you mentioned earlier, who battled past Corinthian, Hornchurch and Hemel. So they've only played one team their own level, but so this is the first, obviously being in the first round, it's a step up in class. But I wouldn't say you'd notice that from what we've seen so far.
No, far from that. And, they've got some good options on the bench if need be as well. Nathan Minas is the striker there, who is one of the main ones who can come on and, if they want to change to a 2 or whatever up top. And, of course, they've got David Amate as well. And Razak Coleman as well, who are other noticeable names there who, Coleman, of course, is a winger. He can play either side there. And David Amate is if they want to change sort of anything in midfield, yeah.
Yeah, Danny Bassett as well. They've got a lot of attacking options on the bench. Bassett and Coleman were part of the 2-team side who had a good win over Dorking in the FA Cup last year. They went down to 10 men but managed to beat a team 2 leagues above them. And we're hoping to repeat the feat with Hampton and Richmond Borough this afternoon. The one player who's perhaps seen more of the ball has been Rory Donaldson, who's lining up on the right-hand side. He did well to win the penalty, and they're certainly trying to stretch Oldham a little bit, and they've drawn a lot of fouls, which I think Harry Kewell won't be too happy about, or perhaps want his players to stay on their feet a little bit more.
Yeah, well, Donaldson, he scored in was it the last round? No, sorry, a couple of rounds ago. As well in the was he part of the 2-2? Did he score in that one? Let's have a look. I've got so many notes. I've lost track of what was what. Bear with me.
No, he scored in the second qualifying round in Scott.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
smart guy as well. He got business and economics degree from Dundee. So bright spark on and off the pitch, and he certainly looked lively in the opening half.
Yeah, the ex-Stenhouse Muir man, as you were saying, the Scottish, yes, plays in the Scottish League there, yeah. Let's get rid of that. Hold on a minute. So, yeah, and of course, you were just mentioning as well, we mentioned about David Amate, the ex-AFC Wimbledon man as well. And even Razak Coleman as well has a couple of, higher division teams on his books with Palace and Charlton, just to name a couple.
Yeah, he scored twice. They had a midweek friendly against Staines Town, which was a good morale-boosting 5-2 win. He scored his first goal for the club in their last home match, which was a 2-1 defeat against Eastbourne. His only start this term, so he's often utilised from the substitutes bench. I think Hampton are doing well, considering they got players out as well. They got no Charlie Wassmer or Luke Ruddick, who probably would have been their first choice.
Yeah, Wassmer's cup tie, isn't he? Is that correct?
No, he's injured. It's Miles Anderson who's
Miles Anderson's cup tie. That's it. Yeah, and of course they're missing Sam Cox as well, the captain of the Guyana side, who reached the Gold Cup back in 2019.
Yeah, so considering the numbers missing, I think they've managed to cope with Oldham pretty well. And they're not going to get much respite either. Both these teams are in action on Tuesday, incredibly. Hampton are away to Hungerford Town, which at the start of the season you would have thought would have been one of the more nailed-on wins. Actually, they beat them 7-1 when they last played earlier this year, but Hungerford have started National League South so strongly, it's going to be a very difficult trip for them. And Oldham Athletic are away to Bradford City in the EFL Trophy, who put 7 past Tonbridge, and they've got a really big bottom-of-the-table clash with Scunthorpe next Saturday in League 2. So both clubs are going to have their eye perhaps on other things, but a good cup run, even though with no fans, is going to be just such a major boost monetary-wise more than anything, isn't it?
Yeah, well, absolutely. And then if you look at, I think they've changed the rules up slightly as well. Obviously, we mentioned earlier in regards to the extra time and penalties, but the losing side gets, is it 25% as well from the cup tie revenue?
Yep. So it's altered around for this year. So I think it's better, really. You don't want to see teams gamble on getting a cup run, but even just winning the couple of qualifying rounds, I think they end up making around, say, 15 grand. So, which is a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, for somebody like Hampton and Richmond's level, 100%. Yeah, most definitely. And for somebody like that, then even if they do go out here and they get to 25%, and obviously they've got to the first round proper and won those 3 qualifying rounds as well, then it could even be as good as a player in January. It could help them strengthen with a player or two in the next window. Yeah.
Yeah, we said about how different these teams have been in the FA Cup. We mentioned Oldham, who've reached the semi-finals 3 times, 1913, 1990 and 1994. They lost the last 2 to Manchester United. They were in the top flight in 1994. They were relegated, but the last few years have been miserable, to be honest. They were relegated to League 2 in 2018, and they haven't flourished in that either. It's just been a downward spiral for them. They finished in the bottom half in each of the last 11 seasons. They were 19th last season, they're 19th now, and last season was their lowest finish in the Football League since 1960, when they stayed up on re-election. They started slowly as well. They only have 1 point from their first 5 games. They managed to turn it around since then. I think the fans, who obviously can't attend matches, just want a little bit more to shout about.
Oh, most definitely, yeah. And I think today they've got that though, which is obviously good for them. And we've had 3 goals in that first half there, and I wouldn't bank on there not being any in the second half. I'm sure there'll be a few more.
So have a look at the other FA Cup scores. It's nearly finished at Glanford Park, with Scunthorpe United trail 3-2 at home to Solihull Moors.
Solihull
there. Barnet
well, yeah.
1-0 up on Burton Albion. Barnet 1-0 on Burton Albion. That'll be a shock. 2 division gap between those sides at the break. Eastleigh 0, Milton Keynes Dons 0, which we're also commentating on this afternoon. It's obviously Hampton 1, Oldham 2, the game we're covering. Havant Waterlooville lead Cray Valley Paper Mills. Yep. Yeah. Vicente Gomes, the only goal there for Havant's side, who progressed against my lot in the 4th qualifying round. Hayes and Yedding 0, Carlisle 0.
Yeah, that's possibly a surprise one on there. Yeah, and the other ones, we've got Malden and Tiptree losing 1-0 to Morecambe as well, so they're still in that tie. Torquay beating Crawley as well. Another League 2 side there, Crawley Town as well, struggling. And Wigan beating Chorley by 2-0 as well. Is the final one there, with a couple of games being played later, isn't there, as well? Eastbourne and Blackpool being won in about 45 minutes or so's time.
Yeah, you can't really call it a seaside derby because they're miles apart, but
yeah.
Of course, similar areas, Eastbourne and
Blackpool there, yeah.
10 as well, 2-0 against Chorley. Adam Long sent off, so it gives Chorley's team who got the bye to the first round because of Macclesfield going out of business.
Yes, of course.
So funding has hit clubs hard, hasn't it? Particularly at the lower levels. You're looking at Oldham Athletic, who have signed 18 players since August, 12 of them on free transfers, 5 on loan. The only fee they paid was for Carl Piergianni, who's missing today. He's in isolation. And that was undisclosed as well. So certainly, I think most clubs are going to have to cut their cloth, aren't they, in the lower region, in the lower levels.
Carl Piergianni there that you were just saying, the former Salford man, he was their captain as well, wasn't he? And signed there. And of course, they're missing David Wheater today as well, the big experienced former Middlesbrough man who had about, 140 appearances for them and over 210 appearances for Bolton.
And also, they're only down to 5 substitutes, which shows how depleted Oldham Athletic are. Cedo, John Barty, George Blackwood, Callum Whelan, Venus, Taylor Dunn, Jordan Barnett, no substitute keeper, as we alluded to. So Hampton have even got more players in their squad this afternoon, which shows the difference there. Surprising, of course, the full-timers, who I saw on their Twitter feed, there was a few arguments about that, the fact they couldn't even just call up any academy players, but
youth players to bring into the subs bench, yeah.
Conor McAnelny, who's the is the big one missing. He's their top scorer, although he hasn't scored their last 4. He came off injured in the week against Cheltenham. They got no Zach Durnley and Andrea Badan as well.
Yeah, Zach Dunn is another really top quality player, and McAlerney, as you were saying there as well. The on loan, is he on loan Everton, man? I think, yeah.
No, he's permanent now. He was on Everton's books. He signed from Fleetwood.
He signed permanently, is he now? Okay.
Yeah, he was loaned out a lot by Everton. He made his debut for them 9 years ago, replacing Phil Neville to make his bow, future England women's boss. He's also good all-round sportsman. He was in the Merseyside Youth Games in the sprint, shot put, and triple jump. So good athlete,
wow.
but
yeah, not just football. Yeah,
not in their ranks this afternoon. So we're still waiting for the start of the second half of Hampton and Richmond Oldham Athletic. What do you think the main messages will be from Harry Kewell? Let's start with during the break, saying to his players.
Harry Kewell. Let me see. I think probably, he's kind of got to say more of the same. Yes, they're leading 2-1, and it is kind of just about progress in this competition. Really, it's doesn't really matter too much in regards to how you get the job done, as long as you do. I think, and I think that's probably what he'll be saying to his side. Yeah.
And he played in 2 Champions League finals. A complete contrast to his opposite number this afternoon, Gary McCann, the 48-year-old, whose best run as a player was in the second round, which he reached in 1997 and 1999 as a goalkeeper at Hendon. He became Hampton's 20th ever boss. But I think he'll be, apart from perhaps the manner of the goals they conceded, I think he'll be pretty satisfied with what he's seen, don't you think?
I think so as well. I think they've looked very bright, actually. They've created opportunities. Obviously, they've taken the goal really well as well from the spot. And I was saying it before, they're definitely in this tie still. And obviously the next goal might end up being crucial. And if they get it, then we've got a cup tie on our hands again.
Just picking at the pitch a little bit. We've just got pictures back from the IE player. Pitch in good condition, which you'd expect. I know in November you usually think they're going to be torn up, but because, of course, Hampton have barely played any games. They've only had 2 home league games this season, plus the one in the FA Cup, so it hasn't had much use to be, really. Of course, their season was curtailed back in March when it was decided on points per game, but as an elite level club, they'll be able to carry on as per normal during this lockdown for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah, of course, training as well, which is obviously a big plus for them. Yeah.
And obviously they've got the FA Trophy, which should start in December, but that could all be delayed depending on backlog because of Step 3 and below clubs who will end up missing a round effectively because, of course, it was meant to take place during this November lockdown. So the teams are back out. You got a screen back with you yet?
Not just yet. I will have hopefully in a second. Just bear with me. Still on, not on at the moment, no.
Yeah, they're just panning in on the Alan Simpson stand behind the goal, and passed away 3 years ago. Former comedian, comedy writer.
Yeah, from Steptoe and Sons. I've got that as well, and I am. I think, I am there. Just looking there now, as you see Alan Julian just walk out and take his place between the sticks there, as the rest of the Hampton boys are just coming out. Yeah.
Indeed, and also same lines of the comedian Paul Merton has attended matches here in the past at Hampton. Obviously, he and all those couple of other 1,000 others who would have been keen attendees today, unable to do so until March at the earliest.
I did make a note of that. There was also another couple of names as well. I think there was another actor as well who used to play there back in the 90s. I'm trying to see who it was now. Yeah.
I'll let you keep searching. Incredibly, you got more notes than me, which I don't often say. I'm pretty impressed with you there, Arnie.
I spent my Saturday nights, getting it all done.
No, I spent my Saturday nights writing up the results for the non-league paper. What way to spend my birthday that was.
Yes, very belated happy birthday as well.
There's nothing happy about it. I'm getting old. 35. Career's over.
Well, you never know. You might be playing when you're 39 if you're James Coppinger. He scored as well yesterday.
Yeah, well, professional he's been, hasn't he? He's been going on, and all those others. It seems easier to last late in your later years now. Those going on to their 40s.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm just trying to see as Ben Garrity is just warming up there. He's going to take this take this kick off in a minute, but I wanted to see who that was now. I know they had Jamal Lowe that used to play there.
I'll tell you when he kicks off, then we'll work out how far different.
Yeah, that's fine. It was.
If you cut in at about 2, there we go now. If you cut in at 2 o'clock, I'm gonna be worried.
Say that again, mate.
I was gonna say if you cut in at 2 o'clock, I'll be worried. We've been playing around 10 seconds of the second half, and
no, just now. It's about 10-15 seconds, and it's back with the Oldham defender now, and he's just whacked it long, and Alan Julian's gone in his hand. So I think it's about 10-15 seconds difference. Yeah,
that's not too bad. We're almost back in the thing.
Yeah, 10-15 seconds. It was Larry Don from the Bill was who I was on about. Former attendee. And also, I think it was Santiago Cabrera was another actor that played for them in the 90s as well. But yeah, anyway, it's with Hampton and Richmond now, and trying to get it towards Donaldson that time, and it was just cleared out for a throw in there. Harry Clark.
It's played back in now to Deadfield on the corner of the penalty area with Steer. So good move this with Muir in the box. Back to Deadfield again. Floats it. It's only blocked out as far as Miller-Rodney. Oh, he's trying to appeal for another penalty. Muir's the man who's gone down, but he's gathered from Lawler. And it's back with the Oldham keeper, referee unmoved on that occasion. You okay for me to carry on? Would you like to?
Yeah, I'll take over if that's all right, mate. Yeah.
We'll do then. I've lasted 47 minutes, so substitution in the commentary box. I'm going to summarising, and hopefully with you 15 seconds behind, you might hear a few gasps from me that something's already happened. So on you go, mate, and I'll carry on with the summarising.
All right, thank you. So just looking here in regards to that penalty appeal as well, not for me. I think it would have been very, very soft to give that one. And what did you make of that? I think for me, it's there's nothing in that. So it's with Oldham anyway. Just a throw in over here at the moment. Cameron Borthwick Jackson, I think that is, with a throw in there. So Danny Rowe's got it back again now as well. He's going to try and look up here and have a whip it in. And who was that? It was just ahead of, I think that was the goal scorer there, was it? It was just caught offside there. Was that the Bobby Grant that was just offside there?
Yeah, they're just showing back the penalty appeal for Clark on New. I didn't think there was too much contact in there.
No, not for me either. There's nothing there. Nah, it's soft. Would have been very soft to give that. Although I think Nico Muir looks a little bit frustrated. I think maybe he was wanting something there.
He scored in the last round as well, Muir, so he's got a pedigree of playing.
He scored the winner in the last round, which was a good for him. Took that finish really well as well. As I was saying, I watched it over the weekend, and it was a lovely finish actually from the striker, former Hartlepool man, as we were saying before. It's with Oldham now in the centre of the park, and it's just been given away there. Actually, that's the goal scorer Deadfield for Hampton there, trying to get the ball through, but it was well cut out by the on-loan Arsenal man Harry Clark, who's marauding out of defence there, and he's put this one out wide to the left-hand side. Is that or the right-hand side there? And there's an opportunity there. And who's that now? There's a chance, and it's in the back of the net. And it's put into the goal by Danny Rowe there. And there's the third for Oldham. They're, they've extended their lead now to 2 again.
Really good composure from Danny Rose. Bambuelo did well down the left-hand side. And Rose, almost as if he was in a training match. Anything, where it's headed out from Smith straight to him. And he tricked 2 defenders, kept his composure, and hammers it into the roof of the net. But really good play initially from Bambuelo. Got the other side of Miller-Rodney, not headed out very well. And look at that. He's fooled 2 defenders and perfectly put it in the top corner. And it's a great confidence booster as well. He's not scored in his last couple, although he hasn't featured in the last few games, Rowe, but that puts some breathing space between the teams.
It's a lovely finish as well. With that turn there, he literally just fooled those 2 defenders. And Harry Kuehl's delighted with that one, and rightly so. That was beautiful skill from the striker and a really good finish as well.
Yeah, he's obviously learned from one of his former teammates, Jamie Vardy, who was with at Fleetwood, but it's more Filed, who's more associated with his goals. We got over 150, but that's just the same as the first half, really. Only a few minutes old, and Hampton conceded, so long way back for them now with the 2-goal deficit.
Yeah, absolutely. And we didn't touch on it, but there hasn't been any subs or anything like that at half time. And I'm not too sure how long Hampton are going to give this one, because they obviously don't want it to get away from them. We saw yesterday that Doncaster ran out convincing victors, and 3-1. If you get the next goal, you could be back in the tie again. And we were saying before, let's just throw in there. Harry Clark's tidied that one up nicely though for Oldham, and it's back with Gray, and he's kind of a little bit of a loose touch there, and it's cleared forward. And that was Danny Rowe there, just shoulder bars his man. Oh, not Rowe, sorry. I think it was actually Grant, and I think he tried to feed it across to Rowe, and he was muscled off the ball there. So it was good defending by Hampton anyway at that point.
Yeah, they're back in possession as well. So just such a body blow, isn't it? He's done all the talking at half time, and you go out there 5 minutes in, and you failed to stop a cross on the left hand side, and it leads to trouble.
Yeah, that's right, and really, good bit of play by Oldham and Danny Rowe to turn and to just fool those two defenders. But at the end of the day, you kind of got to be a lot more switched on. But there's a chance here for Hampton now, and that was very, very close there. I think that was the Gray there, the number 10, and good opportunity there. And let's have a look. Maybe you could have possibly even squared it across. Let's have a look here, because there's a few in there. I think Donaldson's in there, and I think Muir's in there as well. So he might have even been able to square that to one of those. And I don't know. You kind of can't blame him for taking it on, I don't think. Yeah.
No, he's the only outfield player to play every minute this season for Hampton. He also played in the 4th round against Manchester United a couple of years ago, and he was on loan at Yeovil. He took Juan Mata's shot, but I think Juan Mata might have been a bit better placed to put that into the back of the net. He scored a screamer last week, but from closer range this time he didn't manage to find the target.
It's a good opportunity though, and I'm sure that's definitely going to be a confidence boost for Hampton now, if they could use that use that as something to build on now, as they got this free kick in their own half as well. And it's Miller Rodney who's just going to leave that one to, I'm not too sure, one of the centre backs who's just taken it. I think it might have even been Smith, actually, Christian Smith, who just took that one. And it was a bit of a wasted free kick in the end, and it's all the way with Oldham now. And it's with their first goal scorer, Garrity. Just played it out to Alfie McCalmont, the on loan Leeds man, into the centre to Garrity again. And out wide to Borthwick Jackson now. And kind of, a little bit of not a lull in play, but not too much happening at this moment in time. Miller Rodney there just knocks it out. And Nico Muir's going to let that one. He's got it there anyway now. And, quite quick play, actually, there. Number 15 is Steer over on this left-hand side. He's going to try and take it round his man there, which he cuts inside, though. And it's a good little bit of play there. Miller Rodney as well involved. And Gray's going to get it back, is he? Is that a foul? Was that a foul for you? I don't know what you made of that one. Miller Rodney to Gray there. And Gray going into the box. And just hold on a second. We've got Danny Rowe over on this side. But, yeah, carry on with to see what Danny Rowe's going to have a shot here. As you know, he's going to whip it in. It's a good save there by Alan Julian from, I think that was, who was that? One of the midfielders. I couldn't see which number it was there. But what did you make of that penalty appeal?
They've just shown it back again, actually. I think it was in Tomway who went through him. And it looked more of an appeal than the one they had turned down at the start of the second half. I wouldn't have been too surprised. It was a bit clumsy from the Oldham man, but Gray certainly wanted it. He didn't get it.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Oldham broke at the other end. So it's all action, a proper cut tie.
Absolutely, yeah. And, good save by Alan Julian there as well, testing his gloves. And I've actually got a story about Alan Julian as well, because I've interviewed him for my channel that I run, my SFC channel that I run, and in the dressing room, I don't know if they still do it, but when he was at Stevenage, they used to prank him quite badly, and they, I think it was Stuart Lewis, who he was with at Gillingham as well. One of the training sessions, pretty much cut all of the fingers out of his glove. So he come back in and he was like, "Oh, what's going on here then?"
All goalkeepers are mad. I think he would have been raging when he noticed that.
He talks as well. I think it was about an hour and a half that we were talking for. So
yeah, they've shown the penalty again. It was tried to be a quick turn away from Gray, but whether he was upended or not, the referee was pretty well placed. But obviously on this occasion, one penalty so far is enough for Hampton and Richmond Borough.
That's right, and we started the stream a little bit at the start. We were going to do that at half time, and we obviously didn't notice that. We will give it an extra minute come the end of the stream at full time and do it and get it in there before the stream finishes.
Yeah, I think the one we did would have been off air when the players did it, of course.
Yeah, I think we were having a few issues, weren't we, at that point, trying to get the stream synced and stuff. Yeah. But yeah, it's with Oldham now anyway, in the centre of the park there. And it's with Rowe. Rose knocks it out to the left-hand side to the marauding. It was a good ball as well, actually. And he's in there. Is this going to be 4? Oh, good save, Alan Julian again. I think he's offside, though, is Bobby Grant that time. And it was Boimboile there, the original bit of play down this left-hand side. And good little run and tried to feed his man there. And quite a tight call, that one. I think the referee's just about got it right, though.
Yeah, I think not much in it, but refs given that, defensive team the benefit of the doubt. It's been a couple of shocks, one shock. Scunthorpe have lost at home to Solihull Moors, and Torquay doing well in National League. Still lead Crawley by 2-0. Playing more.
Still 3-1 here as well. Hampton 1, Oldham 3. And it's a free kick here for Hampton and Richmond now, is it? Yeah, Farge there has just fouled the number 17, which of course is Miller Rodney, isn't it? Yeah. It's going to be whipped in here now. And it's the number 18, which is Farrell, who's playing in a little bit of an unusual position for him today. Rather than playing in the midfield there, he's playing right wing back today. And it was a bit of a wasted free kick in the end. I think there was an offside in there, wasn't there, in the end?
Yeah, he didn't make the most of the set piece. Really did Hampton, and then you'll see it on your screen in a moment that Oldham managed to have an opening at the other end. So there's been plenty going on at the start of the second half, and just the one goal in it scored from Danny Rowe to give Oldham that breathing space they needed, so they can relax a little bit more. If they get a 4th, then obviously it's game over.
It was a good effort there from Danny Rose. A little bit of a volley and a little bit lower, and then might be testing Alan Julian. He made a few saves in this half as well. And you're just saying there, if they do get their 4th, then it's probably game over. And I think Alan Julian's already made 2 saves since he's gone to 3-1. So, he's keeping his side in it a little bit here, as he did in the round before last as well, when they won on penalties. He was the hero that day.
You would think if there is a 4th goal for Oldham, both teams would then make a few changes. I know Oldham's game's in the Leasing Cup in the week, so perhaps not as important.
Yeah, the Papa John's Trophy, as they've renamed it to now, yeah. It's Nico Muir there's in with a chance. It's just gone out for a throw in here now, though. Oldham throw. There's Borthwick Jackson's throwing it into the centre. It's on there now. Hampton have got a chance there. No, it's given away. And it's the Boimboile again. And I think I've said his name differently every time I've said it. But anyway. We've got Donaldson's in here. It was a bit of a bad touch. And it's Lawler there. Nico Muir. Nico Muir's going to have a shot, is he? Yes, he does. And it's good block there. And it's with Steer now. He's going to try and win the corner, is he? Yeah, no, he wasn't able to. It's a little bit of a wrestling match there with Mikhail Montno. And it's still kept in play. I thought that was going to be, and now it's finally out of play that time, and it's an Oldham ball. What did you make to that chance there for Hampton?
Yeah, it was in the end, it was the goalkeeper who's denied them twice. I think it was a pretty dangerous challenge, actually, from Donaldson going in. He certainly lunged in on the goalkeeper, and Oldham had players behind covering.
It looked like 2 feet as well, yeah.
They've got a corner now, Hampton.
That's it. It's Donaldson's just won that corner, didn't he? Just beforehand, yeah. So it'll come off of, I think that was that Jameson that come off of, I think? Or Farge?
I don't know. It happened about a half an hour ago.
It was Farge anyway. And Lawler's it was only 10 seconds ago. Behave.
It's more than 10 seconds. It's 4-4, by the way.
Maybe it will be. No, it's number 18, Farrell's corner, and it was headed on there. It was number 17, that Nico Muir, not Nico Muir, Miller Rodney, sorry, he was the man there on the edge of the box, and it's back with Alan Julian again, and it's now 5-4. No, it isn't really, but anyway, two can play your game. Nico Muir now out to the Carvalho there, and he tries to whip it in, and it's they're claiming a corner. Have they got the corner? Yes, they have as well, and it's going to be taken by, I think it's Deadfield, who's just taking that quickly into the box. And it's a good effort, fired wide, and I think it's gone out of play for a throw-in over there, I think, now as well, from who was that? That was Farrell, who's literally tried to, I don't know what he was doing there. Was that a shot? Was that a cross? What was that?
Yeah, it didn't really have any sense of direction. They're just showing this challenge. Oh, that's a really poor challenge, actually, it was Donaldson going in. He's lunged in 2 feet, and he's luckily hasn't fully connected with the goalkeeper on there. Who hasn't made anything of it. Perhaps he didn't see what the contact was like, but he said there was retrospective action on Miller Rodney a couple of years ago, and whether the officials can do something about that, because that was nasty. I know there's desperation to get the ball and things like that, but there was no need to go in like that at all from Donaldson. I hate the phrase, but I don't think he's that type of player. But that could have been really bad for goalkeeper Lawler. Yeah,
absolutely, and of course they've got no sub goalkeeper on the bench as well. When he's a little bit fortunate with the penalty as well earlier on in the game, and if he was to get a red card for that, maybe then they're down to bare bones. No, I don't know who they'd put in goal, and of course I think they might even have. I don't want to say that they know that they've not got a sub goalkeeper on the bench, but yeah, like that was a nasty tackle to say the least. Anyway.
Yeah, from speaking to Gary McCann before, he's not the sort of person who would resort to those sort of tactics and think we injure the goalkeeper, we've got a chance. But Hampton are preparing a substitute as well.
Yeah, I just see that. I think it might even be. Is it Razak Coleman? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I was thinking.
We'll find out in a second. I say a second, about 30 seconds time. It's probably already come on and scored by now.
No. There's something about to happen though.
Yeah. It's a shame you can't just go back 10 seconds on your TV screen. Or 30 seconds, whatever it may be, 20 seconds.
I'll give that a go, actually. It might work.
Yeah. Like live pause. And there's a chance for Oldham as well. I was through here. And, that was a good ball across there. And Hampton are all at sea there. And I think it was the on-running...
Farge.
Yeah, Farge who actually put that one into the back of the net there. And it's a good ball across. And, yeah, it was a little bit too long, actually, if anything. Farge couldn't quite get on the end of it. It was,
he was always stretching, wasn't he? It would have been his first goal in England, but he was never really going to connect. It all came from a bit of a lucky break, really. It was the initial ball through. I think it was from either Jameson or Ntombwe, but it was a complete miss here. It took a massive bobble, and again they're showing this challenge, and
Yeah, the more you see it, the nastier it looks. To be fair, yeah.
No, I'm not impressed with that at all. I think that's
No. Yes, that was Bohambwale, and it's to Danny Rowe, who's just lost out to Inman. Dean Inman gets wins the free kick though, I think, anyway, is it? Or is it a goal kick? It might even just be a goal kick in the end. And the sub's still not been made yet. Hopefully it's going to be made probably about now, actually.
Yeah, it looks like they have brought on Coleman for Carvalho.
I think he's he's not been made my side yet.
Obviously.
I think they're just looking here now. He's still there. It's just a throw in over there to Oldham. Sorry, it was Hampton just got the last touch in there. The right back, which is Farrell. And now they're finally making this sub. So Carvalho is going off, and he's been replaced by. It was Coleman, as we were saying, the former Charlton man and Crystal Palace. Yeah,
indeed. Yeah. So adds a little bit more of an option going forward. Scored in their last home game, so they'll be hoping to score again and put a few more nerves in this Oldham defence. Although Hampton have had a bit of possession in this half, they haven't tested the goalkeeper other than trying to snap his leg in half.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they haven't. It was a little bit of a bad touch anyway. From was it Donaldson? I think it was, and he could have actually, a little bit of a better touch and might have been able to, get his shot away there. I think it was just, not too sure really, but wasn't a nice challenge anyway. No, that's for sure. As the referee lets that one kind of go through his legs there, and it's with Garrity. And he's got it back again now as well from that ball there into Bryce and Tambwe. And he's going to go to, there's a chance down this side now for Farge. And Farge's into the box here and he's going to try and get it across. As well defended there by, I think that was that Smith?
Yeah, it's a combination of them. Did well at the back there, Smith. He's a good experienced player. He knows National League side inside out. He signed from Dulwich. He's also been at Wealdstone, but they got still, despite having a couple of defenders injured, they got enough cover, Hampton, in that position, but they'll be hoping they don't pick up anything. So as I said, they've got no breathing space with them playing again. Very tough game on Tuesday night.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And hopefully they'll, be able to get a result in that one. But they're still in this one as well, as we were just saying. They're not out of this tie yet. We've still got, 22 minutes or so there, plus stoppage time. And of course, if they do get a couple of goals, they might even get it to extra time. Not by doing passes like that, though, from I think it was Miller Rodney who just kind of completely gave the ball away there and put it out for a throw-in. So as I say that, they kind of, give the ball away very sloppy there and put the ball out of play. And it's Borthwick Jackson who's going to take the throw-in over on this left-hand side now. And it's into, I think that's one of the centre mids. I think it might even be Natambwe again. And it's with Farge now anyway. And Alfie McCalman has just been fouled there by the goal scorer at Deadfield, the man who struck for Hampton from the penalty spot. Seems a little while ago, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course. That was probably by their main sort of opening of the first half, and they managed to take it. They're just showing back Guarantee's goal is Oldham are preparing a substitution, but the only thing I suppose Gary McCann would say, they haven't tested the goalkeeper enough this afternoon. Obviously, it's always difficult when you're playing a team 2 leagues above as Oldham just make their first change. I'm not sure whether Deadfield picked up a caution actually for his foul a few moments ago. I saw the sort of the yellow card in the referee's hand, but whether he brandished it or not, not too sure.
We'll find out. Garrity's going off and he's been replaced by the number 17, Jordan Barnett.
Yeah, man, just turns 22 tomorrow. Jordan Barnett is on a short-term deal until January. He's at Pontefract Colliery, so he's another one who's come through the non-league ranks. It wouldn't surprise me if they gave Someone like Cedo John Barty have run out in the closing stages. He hasn't played the last few games. Good versatile defender.
Of course, yeah, he's a very good player, is John Barter. Yeah, and even I don't know whether they might even change up front. They could even get maybe Davis Keelan done on as well. Yeah. It's with Oldham here now. Let's have a look who that was. It's with Danny Rowe at the moment. Going to knock it out to Farjay over on this side, but it's well cut out there. And it's with Hampton now. They've got a chance here. Bedfield's going to go out to the left-hand side to the substitute, Coleman. And he's going to try and take it round his man. Couldn't do anything with it, though. And it's an opportunity here. Edge of the box. No free kick for me, ref. No. It's a chance here now for Hampton to get in. And it's Rennie Steer straight into the hands of Ian Lawler, though. Nice, comfortable catch there for the Oldham goalkeeper.
Potential shocks elsewhere. Chorley have got it back to 2-2 at Wigan. They're 2013 winners. We're down to 10 men, Wigan, and Chorley have taken advantage of that. And then Lancashire derby. Lancashire side out here, of course, with game we're covering. Elliot Newby and Harry Cardwell scoring. So that one at the moment heading to extra time, but a long time to go in that, and a long time to go in this as well. But at the moment, it looks like Oldham are yet again going to escape a banana skin against non-league opponents.
It does look that way at the moment, and Donaldson's going to take this. He's left his throw for Steer, actually. And Steer's thrown it into the Miller Rodney there. He's going to whip it across to the other side. And that's Coleman there, the substitute, who's kind of intercepted. The ball's intercepted. He loses out. And it's now with Alfie McCalmont, who's going to try and get the ball across to Harry Clark there in the centre-back position, who goes along with it. Out wide to Bobby Grant this time. They try and knock the ball in there. It's well cut out though that time by the centre back there, Christian Smith, I think that was. And out wide this time, but it's intercepted there by Farjay. Just beat Donaldson to the ball, and it's now with the Dylan Bohambwale again. And Danny Rowe is going to look up. Is he going to have a shot there? Yes, he does. Is that a deflection off his hands, maybe? Or was that just, do you reckon it's off his midriff? I think it probably is midriff, actually. But
yeah, Christian Smith, I think,
yeah,
like he just tried to get his arm out of the way. I don't think he could do anything about that. It's almost just like it's his chest, I think. So
it's a good chance, though, for Oldham to get that fourth and really, put the game to bed.
Yeah, Cigars out if they get another one, I think, because
I think so.
I think it'd be then the opportunity for Hampton to just bring on a few players just to get a few minutes to play in the FA Cup first round. So they're still in it with just the 2 goals between them. If they score the next goal, then you never know, but they need to get it pretty quickly at the moment. But they haven't, the last 10 minutes or so, they haven't created enough. Oldham have been pretty secure.
It's Alan Julian just let that one roll out of play there for a goal kick. And Oldham have been very secure, and they've had the better opportunities as well, as we were saying. Since going to 3-1, they could have had another goal or two. Alan Julian's made a couple of saves, and I think he's made 3 saves since the scores went to 3-1,
Yeah, substitution hasn't had the desired effect so far, although Coleman's only been on around 7 or 8 minutes. He hasn't really got into the game. He looks like he's filling in more on the right-hand side, but Oldham have marshalled him well.
Yeah, they're doing very, very well at the moment, as they're coming up against, a good and sort of nippy winger, I suppose, there. And they've kind of got him to a T. And even that shot there was a little bit of a waste, actually, from Miller Rodney. And straight at Ian Lawler there. But chance here for Oldham to go long. Harry Clark's going to whack that one forward, and it's a chance here for Hampton to win it back in midfield. Oh no, they've lost it out there now. Rene Steer's going to knock it back to Alan Julian, who's going to kick it out to, just trying to get it past the centre circle. Didn't quite get it past the centre circle though. And it's with the goal scorer now, Bedford from Graham. Graham's got it back again, is he? Out wide to the left-hand side. So Donaldson now. He's just won that throw in there. And Rennie Steer's got it now as well. He's going to try and give it to Deadfield. He's going to try and play it. He's going to get it back from Nico Murasi. No, he's gone to Gray instead, and Donaldson's going to have a shot here. And it's fired into the back of the net. Donaldson's ball across the face of the goal and put in again for Hampton's second and his second as well. Sam Deadfield getting on the score sheet again. And we're back, back with a game again.
Yeah, he's picked the right times to score his first goals of the season, Deadfield. Perfectly placed. There was a few arguments saying whether Jake Gray was offside in the build-up. Although the ball didn't arrive to him, it was finished across behind him. So it's been a Donaldson and Deadfield combination for both goals. And now it means that Oldham have got a more nervy final quarter of an hour than they would have wanted. Again, another tap-in this game. I think all the goals at that end have all been within around 3 or 4 yards.
It's a good ball by Donaldson as well. Fizzed across there and good little run, actually. Nico Muir involved as well. Gray left that and good ball in. And yeah, the Hampton man quick to get the ball back as well and get it to the centre circle and go again.
It's been 2 of the goals have been just putting balls in the right area, I think, rather than just aiming for anybody. The first Oldham goal and then obviously the one we've just seen there. And it's paid off both times. And what's been an entertaining cup game, I think it's going to be more entertaining now. There's only 1 goal between them in the final quarter of an hour, but Oldham will want to try and do something about that.
I think, absolutely. Harry Kuehl was going to be a little bit frustrated with that goal. It's a very simple goal to concede, really, yeah. There's Coleman's here now. And chance there for Oldham. Got it back that time. There's a man down there, but he's straight back on his feet again. I think it was actually Miller Rodney, and I'm not too sure who the Oldham man was. It might have even been Bryson, the town boy. Yeah. It's with Bobby Grant here now out to the left-hand side, and Danny Rose has won it from, I think that was, might have been James, with Borthwick Jackson anyway now. Might have been Jameson actually, one beforehand. A little bit of push in there, was it? And like shoving the back there on the Oldham man. So it's a dangerous position here from this free kick anyway.
Yeah, again, it's a needless foul given away in the corner of the penalty area, and it just means that Oldham can keep hold of the ball on. They can take their time over it, and they've got Hampton where they want them, deep in their own territory where they're not going to pose any threat. So it wouldn't surprise me if Gary McCann made another change or two. I would have thought Danny Bassett would have been the obvious one, or Nathan Minnas. He's got an excellent goal scoring record in lower leagues, whether they want to change it about.
This is going to be whipped in here now, and it's still waiting for it to be taken. Clark's in the box there, as is Borthwick Jackson as well, and plenty of others. There's Rowe over it. Good ball. And, well, actually, it wasn't a good ball. It was I said it was a good ball. It was actually a very poor ball in the end, and well blocked from the 2-man wall for Hampton there and put out for a throw-in.
He didn't anticipate that too well.
No.
They're still pressing though, Oldham. They're keeping them pending well.
It's a chance here. Rose got it back from Borthwick Jackson. Trying to take it round his man, and still going into the box there. Put behind for a corner off of Coleman that time though. See if they can get a good delivery in here and get this second goal. Get this 4th goal and get that 2-goal cushion back again. Is what I was going to say. Looks like Rose over it, is he? No. Who is it? That's actually was whipped in anyway. That's a good header. There's a little bit of head tennis there. And Borthwick Jackson's just fired one over the top there. And very good opportunity there for Oldham. There's a few Hampton bodies just sort of diving around in the box there, trying to get anything on it that they can. Borthwick Jackson wins the original header as well and gets it back and just fires that one wide of the goal. And they're just showing the replay of the Hampton second again as well now. But that was a decent opportunity for Oldham there to get that 4th goal.
Yeah, I thought he could have done a little bit better actually. He didn't really get his head over the ball, and as a result, that's why he went around 2 or 3 yards over the top. But he hasn't scored since October 2018. He scored a brace with Scunthorpe against Charlton. Scunthorpe, one of his former clubs. But yeah, perhaps should have done better there, Borthwick Jackson. His job's more to stop them than score them. But
yeah,
would have been game over.
That's a Harry Clark there, just whacks that one forward. Alan Julian is booted that one. It does actually go out of his own half this time, and it's now with Hampton on the attack here. And it was well played there to Donaldson there. Gets it back off of Miller Rodney, who won the original ball in there as well. And I think Harry Clark, has he got a little bit of a cut there on his head? I don't know.
He's certainly a brave player. He's gone in a couple of times, former Ipswich youth, so wouldn't surprise me if he has. He's been putting his body about in a way quite a lot. Been a determined player for Hampton, for Oldham at the heart of their defence.
And of course, it's going to be very crucial at the moment as well to this Oldham side to try and see this out and get into the hat for tomorrow's second round draw. As it's with Oldham now, looking for this fourth goal. And it's out with Bobby Grant. He's going to whip this one in, and it's straight into the hands of Alan Julian, who comes out and claims that one nicely.
I think they're going to look to do another change, Hampton, which is what I anticipated. I think just to mix it up a little bit up top, and it's Danny Bassett, who I thought would come on. He did well last year for Tooting and Mitcham. Had a good spell there. He moved to Concord momentarily, but he didn't enjoy the travelling, I think, across to Essex, where he's based in sort of southwest London. But now he's got around 10 minutes to try and make himself a bit of an FA Cup hero.
Yeah, of course. Concord Rangers, we just spoke about earlier as well. Very unfortunate to lose yesterday in that tie against fellow League Two side Stevenage as well, where it was only a penalty shootout and 5-4 on penalties as well. That was separated them from getting through to the next round. And Danny Bassett, as you said, just former player that played for them, and maybe he can be the one that gets this equaliser for Hampton now to put it to 3-3.
Yeah, they've taken off Donaldson as well. Perhaps player with those talking points out. He's been involved in both goals, also involved in that lunge in on goalkeeper Ian Lawler, which I'm sure will be looked back at when the game's finished.
It's got to be, yeah. He's lucky to be subbed off and not sent off, I think, but yeah.
Yeah, completely agree.
Let's have a look here now. There's a man down for Oldham as well. I think it's the unknown Leeds man, McColeman, actually. Yeah, it is. He looks all right, though.
Yeah, quite a quiet game, actually. I know he's been labelled as a key player from former Leeds man Noel Whelan, who's described him as a gem. But I think he's been had a more quieter game. That's not the impact in the middle of midfield, but it's quite a tight pitch at the Beavery as well. So not too much room.
Farge's opportunity as well, and good ball across, and it was well defended there by, I think it might have even been Smith, who got it across on that side there. But Farge's got it back. He's going to try and take it round his man here now, take it past Coleman, and he's into the box. Is he shoved down there? No, the referee says no, and I think I probably just about agree as well. When it was the number 24 there, Dylan Bomboile, that was kind of, I think it was more of a shoulder than anything else. And I think if it is a foul, it's outside the box anyway. But for me, it's no free kick or no pen. It's just a chance here for Hampton now, and it's the goal scorer or two goal scorer. Sam Bedfield has got it there. Bomboile he's given that one away though. It's with Coleman into the grey, not grey. Sorry, it was actually
no, it was grey.
Was it?
Yeah, it was teed up from.
I thought it was Bassett. I thought it was this up. Yeah.
Yeah, Bassett teed up Gray, tried to drive it across goal, but didn't come to anything in the end, other than an injury for looks things for Bryce and Tom Ways.
That's it. Yeah, it was Bassett with the original ball, and then there was a chance there from Gray. Yeah, it was just because I was a little bit behind. It was actually Bassett on the ball at the time, and then Gray with the effort there, and Ian Lawler smothers that one, and it was well done there. Yeah, there's another injury here now, and this looks like quite a nasty looking injury actually for Kyle Jameson. I think that is.
No, and Tom Ways gone down. I think he'll be okay to.
Oh, sorry, yeah, and Tombola. I saw it looked like a 15 or a 16. I couldn't tell, but it's 16 in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, he's started all his games bar one since he arrived in October. He was unattached actually. He wasn't on books for any club. He left Macclesfield in January before they went out of business. A few months before they went out of business. So yeah, another of these Oldham players who arrived for night.
was a collision there with his own defender as well, with Harry Clark, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, you said about whether he's got a few cuts or bruises. Well,
It looks
that's
like he
probably
has.
why, 'cause he goes through his own players as well.
Yeah. He has now, anyway. That's for sure. And then Tamboy is going off there to be treated, and looks like he's going to be all right. Anyway, the big number 16 there, the big midfielder. Although he is kind of walking over to the linesman there. I don't know whether that means he's going to come back on again. We'll find out in a second. Or if they're just not going to risk him. So we're still in, we've still got definitely a game on our hands anyway. You know, we've got, what, 6 minutes? No, sorry, 5 minutes actually, plus the injury time.
Yeah, Hampton have got their tails up, haven't they? They see that the pressure is more on Oldham to hold out rather than Hampton to level again, and anything can happen. We've seen it plenty of times in the FA Cup, as I said, we're seeing elsewhere with Chorley holding Wigan from 2-0 down. So Hampton will still think they got a chance here.
Yeah, and of course they, the next goal, you know, it's very important, and actually they have got their tails up, as you were saying. It's that was a good ball in the end, actually, back to Alan Junior. Kind of got away with it. There's Steer. He's got it back now. Did look like Alan Junior might have had to come for that one, but he was all right in the end. So it's with Nico Muirs has held it up there now, and it's with Miller Rodney. Miller Rodney out to this left-hand side to the substitute Bassett, who's not long been on the pitch. Going to try and take it round his man there and wins a corner ball, as you know. Yes, he does. Okay, looked like it was going to go out, and it almost stayed in, and then went on the line, and then went out again. So, yeah, it's off Fage that time.
He's looked lively, Bassett, since he's come on. He's added a little bit more to this Hampton attack, giving them a bit more pace, springing their steps.
Yeah, it's a different direction and dimension for sure. Yeah. That's a good ball in there from Farrell. A long corner as well, towards the head of the on-running centre-back there. I think it might have been Inman, actually, but into the hands of Lawler that time. He's comfortably claimed that one. He's going to take as long as he wants on that one, by the looks of it. He's just still on the floor.
Yeah, traditional goalkeeper, one goal up in the dying stages, wouldn't it make as much of it as possible? He did claim that at the air so well. Looked so natural doing it. The 6'4" Dublin-born stopper, who modelled himself on Oliver Kahn, apparently. Well, he hasn't got the same presence as a former big German, but pretty helpless with both goals as well this afternoon. He did well there.
Yeah, well, you say that. He was the man that gave away the penalty, though, for the Hampton and Richmond first goal, so maybe he could have done something a little bit differently there, but...
Yeah, that's a fair point.
Yeah.
We'll bypass that.
It's all right. It's with Oldham now anyway. McCarman is going to get it back here from Rowe, is he? No, Rowe's going to keep the hold of the possession and fires it off the post as well. Wow, what an effort that was from Danny Rowe there, about 20 yards, maybe 25 yards away from goal, when Alan Julian was just, stood in no man's land there.
Yeah, everything seemed to stop, didn't it, as Rowe picked it up, and when it rebounded out, Hampton was scrambling it away. Eventually, I think it was through Steer, but Rowe tried to pick his spot very deliberately, like he did for the goal, actually, where he got it in almost the same direction. We're just watching it back now. Creates a little bit of space for himself, gets away from Inman, and tried to whip it into that corner. It hits the inside of the post, and yeah, Julian was helpless. He was just watching it, I think, expecting it to hit the back of the net, and in the end, Hampton able to clear, but yeah, that would have wrapped his tie up, no doubt.
Absolutely, they're fortunate there to Alan Julian. He looked on, and he was very much a man breathing a sigh of relief after he saw that one come back off the post. Yeah,
it's been a good cup tie, hasn't it? It's been really pulsating. Both teams have really gone for it. Knowing that it gets finished today perhaps makes a little bit of a difference.
I think that's a good shout. There's an injury here for one of the Hampton men as well. I'm just trying to see who it was. I think it might have even been the defensive mid there, Miller Rodney, was it? Or just trying to see. But he's got a whack to the face anyway.
They're just panning in on one spectator who's managed to get a view from one of the houses on the side of the Beebury here. Looks like he's enjoying himself with a beer as well. Presumably he's a Hampton fan, and he'll be pretty impressed with the show his team have put up for the second time in 3 years. Looks like they're going to run Oldham close, but not sure it's going to be enough.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's just showing that one there. Alan Julian scrambling to try and trying to get the ball back there. I think when he come back off the post, he was he had to be quite alert again in case he got a second opportunity there. Oldham, yeah. It's just put behind there for a Oldham throw-in as well. Now it's coming up to the end of the 90 minutes. Who would you say for potential sort of man of the matches, and what do you reckon in terms of Hampton now? If you're the Hampton manager, what do you do in the final stages, and also just in regards to how much stoppage time do you reckon there might be as well?
Right, just for the board there, we got 4 minutes of added time, so sort of last chance saloon. I think one of the best players on the pitch is Danny Rose, been such a handful for Hampton defence to deal with. He nearly added a classy second because it was his third goal, which appears like it's killed off this tie. So inevitably we're going to pick a goal scorer. I've noticed that Hampton have brought on Minas as well to try and add furthermore.
Number 9, yeah.
And
I don't know who he's come on for. I didn't actually say, but I know he's on. I can see him there running around. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Minas, but no, it's Rennie Steer. So they've is certainly a tactical change, and there's another talking point coming your way in a moment.
And there's a chance there for Oldham in and now, and it's a foul there. Is it? Oh, it looked like it could have been a free kick there on the edge of the box, and I don't know what you make of that one.
If you're referring to the Jake Gray one in the box,
yeah.
I think the referee's got it right. I think he's gone down looking for that every day of the week, and perhaps Oldham might see it as justice after the penalty which they conceded in this tie 2 years ago was brought back to simulation. I thought it was the same, and Gray made more of a vociferous appeal for the penalty he had denied earlier in this half. Didn't say too much there. I thought it was a bit of desperation, and rightly so. He's been cautioned.
Okay, well, I was actually referring to the one on the edge of the box for Oldham, but it was that one from Gray.
I feel yeah.
Minas, and then Gray there. I think that is that is simulation for me. He's looking for that. Yeah, he's definitely looking for that, and right decision from the referee there. He's got that one spot on.
There's another talking point coming your way in a minute, mate.
All right. Just having a look here. Yeah, definitely. No contact at all. None whatsoever.
Oh, silly boy.
We got somebody sent off here, have we now, is it?
Yeah, silly boy.
Yeah, we'll find out who it is in a second.
It's Miller Rodney who got he's just shoved an opponent to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
The awkward thing is I haven't got a note down as being cautioned earlier. He obviously was. It's his second yellow, and the man who...
But previously, I thought, oh no, yes he did. Yes, he was in this half actually. Yeah.
Yeah, the man who escaped punishment instead of just brought up actually the penalty one 2 years ago. This time he's got his marching orders. It's actually his second red card of the season, so he's going to get a bit of a longer ban towards winter.
And that gives needless as well. It's literally a shot to the face, and
it could have been a straight red actually.
Easily could have been a straight red, yeah. And you're chasing the game. You've got 2 minutes to try and get an equaliser to force extra time. You don't want that from your defensive holding midfielder, do you?
No, it's a shame because he's a decent player, but it's obviously a lack of temperament. He was sent off a poor challenge against St Albans earlier this season, and again, I know it's frustration. You're chasing the game, trying to get back into it, but no real arguments for me. I think there's been 2 decisions.
And he's completely pushed him into the chest there, and it's that's dangerous play. If ever you see that, that's just nasty from the Hampton and Richmond man there. Yeah,
2 decisions in the space of like 30 seconds gone against Hampton. I think both correctly so.
Yeah, I think I'm with you. I agree on that as well. He looks quite distraught actually there as he takes off his shirt to reveal his catapult vest he's got on underneath.
Yeah, just a rush of blood to the head, wasn't it? So, but it means presumably he's going to have at least he had a straight red earlier this season. That's 2 yellows. So I would have thought he's got around a 4-match ban coming up.
Yeah, about 4 games, yeah. And of course, we were just saying before that they were in the turnover quite quickly as well. They go again Tuesday night, don't they? So he's definitely out of that one for sure. And the next couple
He
of
might
games.
be okay Tuesday. It's very odd rules in National League side. It usually takes 7 days, but being the FA Cup, who knows? It could be anything.
Yeah. It's just a chance here for Hampton on the edge of the box, and it's fired over that time from was that Gray? Might have been Gray or Deadfield, was it?
Yeah, I couldn't get it up and down
Yeah.
in time. Whether you're trying to attempt the 6'4" goalkeeper when he's just off his line, but again, a bit of a desperation there.
Sam Deadfield. Actually, if you're looking at Hampton players for man of the match, I think he's got to be in with a shout today, to be fair to him.
Yeah, the 2 goals, and he's been very lively going forward. His first 2 goals of the season, but hasn't proven enough on this occasion.
Nope, and that is the whistle as well. So Oldham are into the hat for the next round.
Yeah, good entertaining cup tie as well, I thought. 5 goals in it, of course. I think Oldham did perhaps shade it. I think they made more use of the ball than Hampton did, but for almost exactly 2 division difference, there wasn't a lot in it in terms of scoreline or possession. Guy in the can looks a bit disappointed, but there have been a few major decisions in it, and I think the referee's actually got the main ones right.
He's got them all right. The penalty for me in the first half, that's the right decision to give the penalty and to give him no further action as well. Possibly a yellow might have sufficed actually, but definitely would have been a red anyway. Although we've said he's got the majority right. The only one that he's got wrong is that Donaldson one for me, where he's I think that's the only one that he's got wrong today. Really, like only main one anyway.
He perhaps is arguing about the potential penalty at the start of the second half from Gray, but yeah, you look back at the other instance, Donaldson should have been dismissed, and when you show an instant that many times, he's gone in 2-footed, and he's so lucky that he hasn't fully connected. But
yeah, really hurt the man, and giving him a long-term injury there. Yeah. But yeah, that's a good victory for Oldham. Very tricky tie, and it's done in the 90 minutes as well. Danny Rowe, excellent for them today. I agree with you on that. I think took his whole while and actually could have had a second as well, the one that smashed off the post there. And that really would have sealed the game at 4-2. And Hampton gave it a bit of a fight towards the end and, got that goal to put it back to 3-2. And they've looked good today and they're definitely, going to be a side that going to be very proud of their performance there, and rightly so. Yeah,
I think before we carry on and do more analysis, because we missed it before, we had problems logging in for the game today. What we're going to do is myself and Hani show our respect for those who lost their lives today as Remembrance Sunday. It's a chance to reflect and think of those who gave so much for our country, so that games like today's cracking cup tie and plenty of others going around the country can go ahead. So what we're going to do in a moment's time, we're going to hold a 1 minute silence and respect for all those servicemen and women from the world wars. There we go. Thank you very much. So out to the cup game this afternoon. As you said, really exciting chances at either end. Controversy, pretty much shows everything we would have wanted from this lunchtime Sunday game.
Yeah, it's had absolutely everything. It had penalty appeals, red cards, potential red cards, 5 goals. It's had absolutely everything that we could have wanted, and then some on top. Yeah.
Obviously, you've said you've seen Oldham this season, League Two side against Stevenage. You see them perhaps going further up the table and having a rare top half finish, maybe.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I wouldn't have thought so with Oldham. I think they were decent today, but Hampton gave them a good run for their money as well. So I do think Oldham are going to be a side that, bottom end of the table, maybe sort of somewhere like 15th, 16th for them. I don't see them, challenging for the top half, or certainly not for the playoffs or anything like that. They've had a lot of good players on their books today, that have really shown what they're about, the likes of Danny Rowe. But if Danny Rowe gets an injury, or if Bobby Grant gets an injury, somebody like that, then of course that's going to be a big impact on them as well.
Yeah, of course, their leading goal scorer missing this afternoon, which didn't help them, Connor McElhaney. But what I've noticed as well, every year perhaps we say it, so many shocks in the first round between league and non-league. Seen Solihull Moors won at Scunthorpe Barnet had beaten struggling Burton this afternoon. Eastleigh and Milton Keynes Dons has gone to extra time. My looks at things. Torquay leading 2-1 against Crawley, which has gone into extended period because there was an injury, so there's a very long hold up in that one. And I believe Wigan and Chorley is in extra time, and Chorley incredibly have turned it around. 3 leagues below Wigan Athletic, the 2013 winners, and they now lead by 3 goals to 2. And Howard Clyde would have been loving that. Connor Hall has put them 3-2 up just inside the start of extra time. Eastbourne and Blackpool is still goalless. Do you think there's less of a gap between league and non-league? Is it going to get any different because perhaps of the pandemic, that sides might not be able to splash out as much?
I think so. I think, you have to look at this game today, for example, when there's 2 leagues difference. I don't know how many places there are exactly, but it certainly didn't look like there were 2 leagues difference between those 2 sides. It looked like, it could have easily been a League 2 tie, that one, an all League 2 tie, where both teams are playing in the same division, because Hampton there, definitely gave a good account of themselves. And it might be down to the pandemic where, where teams can't splash out on players, spending loads of money on them. Or also in Oldham's case, might actually have something to do with their owner as well, because their owner's, the kind of guy that doesn't want to spend loads of money unless he needs to. So.
Yeah, they got to round 2 last year, so they might want a little bit of a cut run. But they've done well in the first round to escape. That's, I think, only once in the last. Sorry, they haven't since 2010. They've lost in the first round of the FA Cup. Then they beat Gateshead last year, so they escaped another non-league side. It's all about the result, isn't it? And
yeah, we were saying it at half time. Yeah. And no, it's not about the performance. It's about getting through. And if you're through at the end of the day, and you win by 3 goals to 2, and you're in the hat for the next round, then that's job done.
Well, last time they beat Hampton in the first round, almost exactly 2 years ago, they went on to reach the 4th round. They knocked out Maidstone and Fulham Premier League then. They are again now, of course, relegated that season before losing to Doncaster. So another cup run for them could get a little bit of cheeriness. Just what they
Absolutely.
need on this.
Yeah, absolutely. In this current time as well. Of course, they're in action on Tuesday, as you were saying, in the other Papa John's Trophy as well. So they've still got that one. They're out of the League Cup, and they've got league action where they've really got to try and get a couple of results together now. But this is their second win back-to-back. They won against, was it Morecambe in the week as well? This is their second win, obviously, with this FA Cup tie today. So maybe this could be a little stepping stone onto, a little bit of a run for them.
Yeah, their recent form hasn't been too bad. As we said, they've escaped the banana skin today. So hopefully they can build on that. And who knows, we might be reporting on them again in round 2 in 3 weeks' time.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I don't fancy them at Stevenage anyway, that's for sure. I know we've beaten them quite convincingly once already, but there's actually quite a link between the 2 sides as well, with former Stevenage and Oldham manager Dino Mamria sacked by Oldham what was it, about 6 months ago or so?
I don't know. They've had so many managers. It's difficult,
Yeah.
isn't it? They need to keep. I think they need to just steady the ship a little bit with Harry Kewell, a bit like what Hampton are doing with Gary McCann, and just give a chance to build a side. Otherwise, they're just going to carry on being marooned near the bottom of the league, surely.
Yeah, I think that's right. And, they definitely don't want that anymore. They need to try and push on a little bit. They've got good players in their squad, players that should be up the higher end of the table, top half and sort of the halfway point of the division. But I do think that, they've got a lot to do still in terms of getting their momentum and just basically, getting a few wins back to back now and going again. Yeah.
Well, thanks very much for tuning in this afternoon. Thanks, Hardy, for being alongside me. Mark Stillman for this FA Cup first round tie between Hampton and Richmond Borough, where the red and blues of Hampton, prominent colours, of course, in the week, but they failed to trump Oldham Athletic at the Beavery this afternoon. It finished Hampton and Richmond Borough 2, Oldham Athletic 3 on RS Media. Thank you all very much for tuning in, and we'll see you all again very soon.
Thanks, guys.